Welcome out to the Epically Geeky Show, episode number 22. I'm your host for the evening, Eugene Stevens. Our opening question tonight is, I don't know, I think I have an idea how everyone on the panel is going to fall on this one, but I'm not quite sure. But let's go ahead and jump into it, and that is sci-fi or fantasy? Lainey, sci-fi or fantasy?
Probably sci-fi.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm thinking like purely as far as like books and stuff are concerned, and I don't really like fantasy books. I think
and that's all good. I mean,
sci-fi.
we're not going by size, whole. You know, the other one goes in the
That's
fire
right. We're
thing.
not.
So yeah. Okay. So you're going with sci-fi. I figured that.
I'll say sci-fi.
Chris, sci-fi or fantasy?
Just a second. Big bug.
Oh.
Right. Sorry.
Okay. Using a bat to hit that thing?
I know, right?
It is Canada.
Yeah. Okay. So now that that's dead, I haven't realized this. I swear.
Oh. It's gonna be one of those shows.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh God. Oh God.
It's dead.
Is it? Yeah, it's still dead. Okay.
Okay.
We'll find out, won't we?
You will. I may shriek.
Mm-hmm.
Sci-fi or fantasy? I really want to say fantasy, but like I like more sci-fi books and I like sci-fi movies a little bit better. I find fantasy can sort of be too much, like it's too dense and there's too much world building and there's so much detail.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Often the names are hard to pronounce.
Yes.
50,000 characters.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a lot. Sci-fi is a little bit more my attention span.
Gotcha. Ray, where do you come down on this? Sci-fi or fantasy?
All right. So as much as I love fantasy, I have to go with sci-fi because sci-fi has actually brought more into the world than fantasy has, as in we have created more. So look at what Star Trek did in the 70s and the 80s, where we actually are trying to recreate some of the fiction stuff there, and we're now making it a reality. So I'd say sci-fi.
Good deal. That's actually a very good point. Our special guest for the evening, he's backed by popular demand, is Parker. Parker, where do you come down on this? Sci-fi or fantasy?
I would have to say sci-fi, just because it's more encompassing. You can have like that hard sci-fi stuff, and then you can have more like Star Wars sci-fi stuff. And I think there's just a lot more options for sci-fi. Fantasy is more just like dragons and wizards. I mean, I love Lord of the Rings. I love fantasy stuff, but sci-fi, in my opinion, is just more, I guess.
Well, I totally thought you were going to come down on the other way on that one, especially after the whole, lack of Lord of the Rings hatred we were getting.
Oh yeah, no, I still stand by that.
But, all right. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
And you can probably guess where I come down on this. Definitely sci-fi. I love them both. But yeah, if you look at where my attention goes, it's definitely more in the realm of sci-fi. Don't get me wrong though. I don't mind a good fantasy book or movie or TV show. So actually, I'd have to say probably more of the books that I've been reading have been more fantasy based. But anyway, so tonight's main topic is I got this idea off a different podcast. They do it quite a bit differently, and I thought this might be an interesting exercise. I'm calling this life swap. What we're going to do this evening is I tasked everyone on the show with coming up with two individuals. One of the individuals you are going to kill off at some point in their lifespan. Now, this person can still be alive. This person can be, already deceased, whatever it might be. But in order to, whenever you kill off this person, you're going to have the ability to resurrect someone who has previously been deceased. So in essence, you are able to kill someone to resurrect someone else. I specifically said celebrities. Of course, that can be kind of a broad category, but
playing God.
I didn't want to get too heavy into like say politics or something like that. But if someone kind of wanders onto that, we'll see. So and it could be modern, it can be historical, however you want to do it. So would anyone like to actually go first with this exercise?
I'll start.
All right, Lainey, who is your first life swap?
All right. Let me open up my little list here. So my first life swap is gonna be I would like to swap the recent passing of Prince.
I figured he was going to be on your list.
Yeah, for actually for Sinead O'Connor.
Wow. Okay.
I did. Okay, and here's why.
Okay.
All right. I like Sinead O'Connor. I like the Cranberries. I liked her solo stuff. I like Sinead O'Connor. Love the cover that she does of Nothing Compares to You. It's a great song. However, I think that maybe if she had passed and Prince hadn't, maybe some of this excessive running of the mouth that she's been doing, that's just not really helping anybody, and it's really damaging to her career because it's tarnishing her music career. Like, it's really taking away from the really great stuff that she put out, although
Right.
you know, no one's focusing on that anymore. It's just, oh, Sinead O'Connor's crazy. Well,
Yeah.
she's crazy. I think maybe she has some issues, but but you know, it's just, it makes me sad that she's basically ruining her own reputation. And then you have Prince, who worked so hard to stay out of the public eye and really wanted to make it about his art and what he was putting out there and what he was doing with other artists, and he was gone. I just think that both of their careers would have been very different if the tables were turned. I
Right.
think Prince would have continued on, and I feel like we would have also gotten some more really, really great artists, because that man loved to nurture young artists coming up in the business. So yeah, that was my first pick.
Is there do you have a particular date as to when you see this happen? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to happen exactly when he died. Like, you could actually
I don't have a
roll this back or
specific date,
something.
but I would say about 2-3 years ago
Okay.
would have been fine, because that's really when she started being like, hey,
I'm still here.
I'm super bored. Notice me. It's like, stop. You know, it just kills me. Like, I just want her to stop and like let what she has already put out there speak for itself and not ruin that.
Gotcha.
You know? So, but yeah, that's my first one, Prince for Sinead O'Connor.
Good deal. All right. Anyone else want to go next? I'll start calling on people like in class.
I'll go next.
All right. Go on, Parker.
I kind of, well, in my opinion, I kind of phoned this one in. I would trade
God.
John Lennon for Yoko Ono.
Wow. I mean, believe me, it's only controversial in that the relationship, but
Yeah, but I
no, I don't think there's anyone who would disagree with that
don't
one.
like Yoko Ono that much, so I
Said
would.
everything.
Yeah, I feel that, and I would pick the date that Lennon died. I wouldn't change that, just to keep
So
it nice
great.
and simple. But I think that we could have had better stuff music wise, just as a whole, if Yoko Ono wasn't on this planet anymore.
How do you think her passing would have affected him?
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Is devil's advocate?
Yeah, okay.
What if he had
and
just
I even thought about that
totally
too.
gone crazy? Of
So,
course she did.
You know
Of
how a
course she
lot
did.
of artists, in my opinion, do their best work when they're not happy,
Mary J. Blige.
or
I know.
pretty much any grunge band. Those people were very happy when they were, in my opinion, made their better music. So I mean, this is terrible to say, but probably would have had better music if John Lennon was a very sad man. And there's also the possibility that maybe the Beatles could have maybe done some more things together.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would have been.
I mean,
Right?
yeah, instead of Yoko Ono putting her tentacles and wrapping up John Lennon, I
You
really
know
don't
she's
like
got
her.
tentacles.
Yeah, she
somewhere.
has to. Well, with that weird scream, she's got to have some weird like
Some
limb.
esophageal
Yeah,
ganglia.
yeah, some limb that we don't see underneath her clothes. So yeah, that is my first pick. For sure.
That's an interesting one. I had John Lennon as well, but I swapped life for Kim Kardashian. So I'm not going to use that one. But Kim Kardashian was a couple months old, and we don't need Kim Kardashian. So
Kim Kardashian
Yeah, we
for
don't need her.
anyone.
Yeah.
Now, would that okay? We'll get to that in a
Name a
minute. So,
celebrity.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, tell you what. Ray, do you want to go next?
sure, I'm going to go.
You got a bunch.
Yeah, I got a bunch. So I'm gonna go with this one here. So Justin Bieber. Let's start there because he's Canadian, so I can pick.
I'm really excited for a second. I was like, he's dead? No.
Oh yeah. So
He will be, apparently.
him being born in 1994, I need him to be alive until sometime in 2008. I'll explain why in a little bit. So he still becomes a YouTube star. There's no
Okay.
but then he loses his life and he becomes a bigger star afterwards. And you know they take his videos and they recreate it, and he still gets
A
his
la Tupac.
yeah, you know, so they could still do that kind of stuff with him. But I would trade him out for Heath Ledger.
Yes.
Good pick.
Interesting.
Yes.
I like that.
So
Oh, man.
Heath Ledger lives. He gets his shit together, and you know he finds out that he has this issue with the painkillers, and gets help for that. And then in 2011, he stars in a Fury-esque war movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, and they both win an Oscar. Heath and so I think that would be kind of a good swap.
Dude. That's what you can
You really thought that one out.
I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. Leo would have been happy too. That would
Yeah,
have
he would have.
benefited both
Yeah.
of them,
And then you wouldn't have had to wait for Revenant, which was
That's yeah, exactly.
which was not that good. I feel like they were just like, okay, there's enough energy.
And then we wouldn't have to watch The Revenant because he already had his
he would
Oscar.
already have his Oscar.
I feel like he would have retired. You're like, all right, I'm done. I'm just gonna fuck
Like-
models for the rest of my life.
So that was kind of
Yeah.
my.
Okay.
Good deal. Good deal. Chris, you want to go ahead and throw in your first one?
Okay. I kind of went the whole sort of same genre people. So if we
Mhm.
kill one and bring back the other, then we keep the universe sort of balanced. So I am I'm killing him. Mark Wahlberg, he's dying.
Wow. Okay.
Wobug.
Go for it. They're
You know-
not good people, so it's fine.
Well, and I'm swapping him out for Chris Farley because
Ooh,
at around
interesting.
1996, so Boogie Nights would still come out. Mark Wahlberg would have had his acting height right there, like a really cool indie sort of movie that he would have, because that's a good movie.
So we
I
don't get.
he would have lived in infamy.
He wasn't in Signs.
Is that not? Well, no,
No,
sorry.
it's
Was the
Mel
one,
Gibson.
no? What's the one? Then the
Happening. The Happening.
darn.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
Oh my God, you could have saved us from The Happening.
yes, I'm saying you. So Mark Wahlberg would have still had Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, which is some fun dance music when you're all nostalgic and drunk. He would have still had Boogie Nights, but
Good
Chris
vibration.
Farley would have gone on to trade. Oh, who knows what, right? Like it would have been, and he was only 33. Like he was just really starting. So who knows what he would have created? He would have become comedy royalty for
Well,
sure.
it could have been Shrek, right?
Yeah. Good deal. That's actually a good one.
That's a good pull.
Yeah, it
Actually,
is.
y'all have already mentioned a couple of the people that I was going to pull, so I'll go ahead and just stick with. You know what? No, I'll go ahead and stick with that one. So the second one that I came up with was Chris Farley. I didn't realize he was born in 64, 2/15/64. Died 12/18/97. He was supposed to play Shrek. He was originally signed up to play Shrek in the movies. And before he passed, he was actually in talks for doing a Ghostbusters 3, in which case it was going to be a new crew, and they were going to be, handing it off to a new group of guys. And in order to bring back Chris Farley, I'm going to kill off Kris Jenner.
Chris for Chris.
Hey,
Yeah, so I'm making the swap in 1978.
Perfect. Comedic genius for succubus.
The reason why I'm doing it in
Succubus.
78 is basically it's before she gets married, and we don't
Creates a
have any of the
Kardashian.
kids.
Creates a
and
Kardashian.
completely keeps us away from all of that madness that came to follow. So, I would have loved to see more of Farley, and I definitely have no interest in seeing any more Kardashians. So, that was the swap that I was willing to make. So, as you said, a Chris for a Chris, as it were. So,
I love it.
Alrighty, lady.
Poetry.
What's your next one?
It's very poetic.
Thank you.
All right. So my next pick is gonna be John Bonham, who was the drummer for Led Zeppelin,
Okay.
for Tommy Lee, who's the drummer for Motley Crue.
Okay.
It's no secret, I'm not really a huge fan of some of the 80s hair bands. Like I get it. It's fine.
Do you?
Yes, I get it. It's
Oh.
fine. But
That's questionable.
it's whatever. But I just like, one less, I think we would be fine. And if one less of them, like maybe Motley Crue wouldn't have
But they're
happened.
the 80s hair metal is like Hydra though. You cut one off and
Like
two
three more,
shitty
exactly.
more bands
So it
replace
doesn't matter. Like there
Yeah.
still would have been like 3 other ones.
Christy's
using up-
gonna murder y'all. on
Yeah,
your
she
way out.
is using up all that Aquanet and ruining the ozone
Yeah,
layer.
right.
So whatever. But like, if you listen to stories that the remaining members of Led Zeppelin tell,
Yep.
like the way that they talk about losing John Bonham, it's heartbreaking. It's just awful.
Mhm.
It's like they have this huge, massive hole in their hearts, and that makes me really sad because, Led Zeppelin is my favorite band of all time, and I think that even if like they had kind of put a halt on creating music at that point, like the reunions could have been really incredible. Just the work
Mhm.
that they could have done with other bands would have been really incredible because like Bonzo died and they were done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they were like, no, we can't do it anymore. And there's this really awful story that they tell about like playing all together for one of the reunions or something. And like
Yep.
they're playing, I forget what song it was, but they're playing and they're waiting for like Bonzo to come in with like his drum solo, and just like out of instinct, they like look back for him and he's not there. Oh, it just kills me every time. So I just think that it would have been incredible to see like what else Led Zeppelin would have had in them, because they were just making consistently pretty good music, Coda aside, but
Yeah. Well, yeah.
but whatever.
That was the 80s yet again. ruining another
Exactly.
band.
Think about what could have happened in the 90s.
Mhm.
Would have been fine. So, but yeah, definitely I would trade John Bonham for Tommy Lee, because what has Tommy Lee done other than given Pam Anderson hepatitis? She would have benefited from that. She wouldn't have gotten hep C.
True.
Wait,
Sharing a tattoo
so
needle.
it's confirmed that he gave it to her?
I think it's confirmed.
Oh, okay.
They shared a tattoo needle, and that's apparently how she got it. So,
Oh.
we wouldn't have had to suffer through that awful sex tape. It just, everything would have been fine, and we wouldn't have had to deal with Motley Crue for that many years and still dealt with them. Nikki Sixx wouldn't be as big of a deal as he is. So there you go.
Well, alrighty then. I have nothing to add to that.
I agree.
All right, Parker, what's the next one on your list?
We're gonna throw it back a little old school.
Okay.
I would trade Abraham Lincoln for Otto von Bismarck, the famous first German chancellor, as I'm sure everyone is very aware of.
He
Maybe.
had to remind me of who that was.
Totally.
Anyway, yeah,
Yeah, duh.
yeah. You said celebrity. I mean, he's
That's
everyone
a celebrity.
knows.
You're
Yeah,
gonna count it.
yeah. Okay.
Abraham Lincoln's a celebrity.
Yeah, so at least one half is. Anyway, I would trade that because, well, 2 parts. Abraham Lincoln was a amazing president, right?
Agreed.
Did a lot of cool stuff, and he was just in his first term. He could have done a lot of cool stuff later on with Reconstruction, blah, 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 blah. And the other part is that Otto von Bismarck was kind of the bee's knees back in the day. He kind of reunited, well, not reunited, but he basically invented the German state, kind of brought Prussia and Austria together, was kind of the main guy in all politics in Europe at the time. And I think I have a soft spot for alternative history novels,
Mm-hmm.
like
That he does.
like Harry Turtledove, S.M. Sterling, stuff like that. So this is just very, very personal. I guess not personal, but just I just want that to happen because I would love to read a book about that. And so
Nerd.
I think it would be very cool if those two people traded, because Germany probably wouldn't be the way it was. World War I would have been completely different because Germany would have still been just Prussia without Austria. It'd be really interesting. I like history, and that's my second pick. And I know no one cares, so I'm just
No,
gonna keep
I
rolling.
care. It was good.
That's actually a
Yeah,
very well
listening.
thought out one.
In
Okay.
amazement.
I was
Okay.
going to ask you. So have you read or heard of the man, or have you seen the? I can't remember what the name of the book is. It's based off of, but that
The Man in the High Tower?
The Man in the High Tower.
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm like that's one of the things to do on my list.
It's
so that
very
sounds like
good.
because I've always wondered about that. I've always wondered. I was like, so what exactly did Japan think the end goal here was? Like,
Yeah.
just all right, we're done. We can be friends now.
Because then they'll have to go up against the German state, which
Yeah.
was huge. Yeah. So yeah, it's a really good show. Yeah, if you like alternative history stuff, Turtle Dove does a lot of cool stuff, like Man with the Iron Heart,
Mhm.
which was if Germany basically waged a guerrilla war after the end of World War II. They kind of like started. There's some little evidence that they started to kind of prepare for that, but it never really shaped out because Hitler died and they kind of all crumbled. But
Mhm.
they do that, and then so basically the Americans and the Russians have to fight a guerrilla warfare for another 10 to 15 years after. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it sounds like
It's a good book. Turtle Dove is just the man. So
hopefully Cy will listen to this because I'm sure he would find that interesting. So
yeah, that's my second pick. It's very a little different. I figured I'd go
Good.
out of
It's
the
all
park
good.
on that one.
believe me, when I get to my third one, you'll be like, "What?" All right,
Okay.
all right, Ray. What's your next one?
Oh, I'm gonna go. You know what? We haven't gone here yet, so I'm gonna go this one. Somebody touched on it a little bit, but so I originally I was telling you guys before the show that I was thinking about, okay, who do I not want to see become a celebrity at all? Take them out of the picture when they're a baby because nobody cares, and then replace somebody else. Then I started thinking about who do I not want to fall from grace. So this time around, I'm going to pick Bill Cosby. He's going to lose his life.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
He's going to lose his life in the 90s. About 90, they take him out around 93, 94. And then Kurt Cobain lives.
Aw,
So
Kurt.
Okay.
Kurt Cobain lives.
Wouldn't take Cosby out earlier when he was
Yeah.
doing the things that got him in trouble.
Sometime around there. So you still get the Cosby Show. You miss him in Jack with Robin Williams, but you replace him with Morgan Freeman, right? So Morgan.
Yeah,
Freeman.
that's a better swap.
So I think that'd be a good one there. And then Bill Cosby ends with the Cosby Mysteries. You get nothing after that, and I'm okay with that. And then with Kurt Cobain, he gets help. He cleans up his act and all that stuff. But Nirvana still splits. So the Foo Fighters still get made. That all happens. Kurt actually.
It would have split anyway, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
They were. Yeah, that was gonna happen.
So Kurt starts writing music for other artists under a pseudonym, and then just recently, the Nirvana goes on a reunion tour. Foo Fighters are opening. How epic would that be? And then pop music fades into the background, and all you hear is rock music on the radios.
Because you
really hate pop
God
music.
bless
What a
you, sir.
world.
God bless you.
What a world to live in.
Yeah.
Hate it so much.
Well, that's all very believable too. Like I would totally assume, like, of course Nirvana was going to break up at some point, and
Well, yeah.
like Kurt wasn't huge into the spotlight anyway, and would have taken a back seat like that and would have loved it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like the pseudonym
Mm-hmm.
writing thing. That's pretty good.
Bert Propane.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure Jay would probably agree with you on that one.
That was a really good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, what's your next one?
Yeah. Okay. My next one. All right, I'll pick this one. One of my favorite movies is The Crow. I've seen that about a half a dozen times. I just love it.
Really?
And Brandon Lee, it bugs me the way he died. So I am going to resurrect him and just kill Steven Seagal. Because why?
Down.
Wow.
Super down. I'm into it.
I'm going to do it
Oh
around
man.
1982 when right before anything that Steven Seagal ever did came out. So we're just gonna skip him entirely.
Wow.
Oh, so you're just completely knocking him out.
I don't get it. I don't get the thing with Steven Seagal. I honestly don't get it. So I would trade him out for Brandon Lee because
But then you wouldn't have those YouTube video compilations that are 20 minutes long of Steven Seagal just breaking people's limbs in all of his movies.
I'm okay with that. I don't think the world needs
You know what? I think I'm okay with it too.
that because Brandon Lee could go on to do. He could have been a really great action star, and he could have done so much. He could have just carried on his dad's legacy, and done so much more than his dad ever could have. And it was just so tragic the way he died at 32.
There's a couple of Seagal's old movies I would really kind of miss not having, but I guess I'm okay.
I wouldn't miss that hairline.
Having Brandon Lee back would be.
I don't get Steven Seagal. I don't understand it, so I wouldn't miss him. I don't care. I wouldn't miss him at all.
Well, there you go.
No, cause pass.
Yeah, mine weren't as in depth as yours, babe.
He's been married to a lot of people.
Yeah, he ran through them.
Yeah.
Like quickly.
Whoa.
7 kids. Oof.
Yeah.
Damn.
And they all have that impeccable hairline.
So
That's not a bad pick. That's not a bad pick. My next one, someone's already touched on half of them, and I'll be honest, I'm surprised someone didn't already mention the other half. I am definitely resurrecting Heath Ledger.
Yes.
His career was definitely on the rise. I don't think, in retrospect, The Dark Knight would have made as much money as it did because a lot of the draw was to go see him in his last performance. Yeah. It still would have been phenomenal because the work is still phenomenal. You still have to look at the work and say, man, this is just a flipping awesome ass movie. So to see his career going on would have been great. In order to bring him back, I'm getting rid of Kanye West. Now here's the thing.
Kanye still put out a couple of his early things.
Now here's the thing.
Good.
I think Kanye West is an absolute asshat and a hack, and all of his music is absolute garbage. But I know I don't want to say I'm in the minority, but I know there are some people who enjoy some of his earlier work.
Yes.
He also originally was producer for Jay-Z and Alicia Keys, and I know they've done some good work with him as well. So unlike, like I said, I don't care for the man at all, but I'm going to allow him to live until 1/22/08, which is when Heath Ledger passed away.
Perfect.
So yes, that's instead of Ledger passing on that night, Kanye West is going to move on, and then we don't have to deal with him and his.
That's actually fine too, because he already put out a few good albums by that point. So
yes, most of his highly acclaimed stuff was already out by that time. So. Like I said, even though I can't stand the man, I can't stand any of his work, I'm going to at least allow him to get some of his work that some people enjoy to still be out there. So,
that.
Okay, you're welcome. So, all right.
You're welcome.
Can you throw Drake in? We'll throw Drake in.
What?
Just throw Drake in.
We'll just throw Drake in.
Oh, be nice to Aubrey.
But then we wouldn't have the awesome video that everyone makes fun of.
Hotline bling.
So.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
On there,
how many memes are you going to kill? All right.
Somebody do. Anyway, keep going.
All right, lady, what's your next one?
Okay, so my next one is I'm going to do a twofer.
Okay.
Just because I feel like these two people probably hang out in the same place anyway, so whatever. Wouldn't be that hard to take them both out. I'm going to trade Harper Lee for Stephanie Meyer and E.L. James.
Okay.
Stephanie Meyer wrote the Twilight books. E.L. James wrote 50 Shades of Grey. Now, I knew Chris might have an issue with this, so I'll level with you.
No, I don't have an issue.
I'll leave. I could leave Stephanie Myers if necessary, but I'm taking out E.L. James.
No.
One way or another. I'm going to find her. I'm going to get her. So, but yeah, even though I feel like Harper Lee, I mean, her death was very natural. Like, it wasn't really sad. It was time. It was time. I was sad just because I love her and she wrote my favorite book of all time, which by the way, nobody knows. Harper Lee is the author of To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that book before.
Have you? Thanks. Okay, so I love that book. It's my favorite book of all time. But I feel like we could have killed off Stephanie Meyer and E.L. James. What, 7-8 years ago?
Yeah.
When what's it called? When Twilight came out, and then E.L. James would have never written.
Never would have happened.
50 Shades in the first place. But still, let's just, for good measure, just to be safe.
You're just gonna wipe them both.
We're just gonna get them both out.
Yes, I like
just to be safe.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Not necessarily to play devil's advocate, but so we don't have. Granted, I mean the 50 Shades thing, was a big book thing. Lots of other books came out to kind of copy it, but nothing ever really that really didn't run off like kind of the Twilight type things. Do you still feel like we would get things like we would have still got things like
Hunger Games?
Yes. Okay.
Yes, because those are two totally different kinds of books.
I know but the fact that
are you talking about like the young adult novel?
The young adult.
No, I agree with you on that. I get that. Like
you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but I feel honestly like Hunger Games there were other like young adult novels that were kind of big around that time that were big before Twilight.
True. And
so I think with take Gossip Girl, for example, those were young adult novels. Those got turned into a TV show. They were really, really popular. And so I think with like the momentum of some of the other books that were happening, I think we still would have had as big of a success with the Hunger Games series, especially because it was such a turn from the other stuff that was out. Because I mean, those are like actual dystopian novels, and super good. So
no sparkly vampires.
Plus, I have a big issue with the Twilight novels just because of I don't think it's for the audience that they're aimed at, because they like, I know adults read them and that's fine, but they're aimed at young girls.
Yes.
And the way that they portray that relationship is awful.
Yeah.
There is an actual study that they did, and Bella and Edward's relationship has like all 8 of like the abusive relationship signs that they tell you to look out for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, it's insane. And that's what really gets to me, So like if you're reading it and you enjoy the story, that's great. But like the toll that I feel like it's had on like the minds of a lot of these young girls who are already up against a lot, to be honest, we could have done without that. And Harper Lee, you know what? She was chilling, just writing a little bit of stuff. She did put out that second book, but I haven't read it because I'm not ready. But like, she was just kind of hanging out, just enjoying her reclusiveness, chilling with the fam, just doing whatever, So we could have just ended those two a long time ago, and Harper Lee just could have lived out the rest of her days in peace.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Well, okay, that's definitely an interesting pick. So you are picking a lot of things tonight, though, that Christy would greatly miss.
Yes, she and I are very different.
Yes. All right, Parker, what's next on your list?
My next one would be, I would trade Eazy-E's death.
Okay.
Yes.
With Drake.
Oh, be nice to Aubrey.
Because based purely on the fact that Eazy-E's death was kind of one of the big things to really mix up the West Coast rap.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed Eazy-E's stuff and that whole crew. And I'm not a big fan of Drake and his quote rapping.
Sing rapping?
Yeah. Just very selfishly, I just don't like Drake's music, and I really enjoyed Eazy-E's music, and I think he could have done a lot of cool stuff, because after he died, then you had your Snoop Dogg's and ilk of that kind of take over, and I think Eazy-E was kind of one of the founders of that gangster rap, which I'm a white boy, so I'm a real big fan of it, right? But I just really like his stuff, and I don't like Drake's stuff, so that's even Drake's his first big song, the first name
last name ever,
yeah.
First name
and and the best part of that, it was Eminem rapping at the end anyway, so I mean, he totally destroys the song. So
do you think that would have, because I mean, Drake grew up in Canada, so do you think that would have had as big of an impact I don't know. I don't know.
Well, in
I'm
my
trying to think
mind,
about
he
something.
didn't really change much in the way of rapping. He was kind of following in the footsteps of Lil Wayne, and because Lil Wayne
The
really did
YMCA
kind
and
of
stuff, so.
change up a lot of popular rap anyway. I mean,
Yes.
now it's kind of moving on to more of that trap music, but yeah, I don't really think he contributed a whole bunch to the rap or
I agree.
R&B like at all, really. So I don't think we're
Well,
missing out on much.
And a lot of his like really, really good songs are really good because of the producers he has working on
Yeah,
them,
exactly.
so.
Like, you know, have like really good people working for him, and he just kind of puts over some mediocre raps. And we wouldn't have had Degrassi, which was a show apparently. So
Wheelchair
So,
Jimmy.
that was a very good Canadian show, though. Degrassi is an amazing show.
oh, is that a Canadian show?
Yeah, it's
I have no
Canadian.
idea.
No, it's
Oh.
it started in the late 80s, and it's just been a new.
No, it didn't. Did it really?
It
Oh, wow.
started in like 1988 with
Jeez.
Degrassi Junior High.
Oh, because so then that wouldn't even affect. They would have gotten
still
somebody
would have
else
had
to sit in a
Degrassi, so
chair.
there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Degrassi.
All right. Yeah, that would
Oh,
be.
Lord.
That's my next pick.
Well, good deal. All right, Ray, what's next on your list?
All right, I'm going back to the 70s with this one.
Okay.
Ooh.
So the world is mourning the death of Elvis Presley on 4 years earlier, 20th of July, 1973. His last release is Aloha Hawaii. He dies of natural causes in his sleep, and so nobody has to picture the fat Elvis on the toilet. So
Gotcha.
gone from your memory. And in place, we have Bruce Lee, and he lives on. And, he comes
Ooh,
Nice swap.
I like that.
and so when he comes out of his coma, he realizes that he needs to further his teachings and bring East and West together. And so everybody kind of uses that, and it's world peace after that.
Oh, I like it.
World and shit.
Good.
Look at it. Look at Ray.
That's
Seeing
my.
the big picture.
See, you know,
That's,
Yeah,
I
mine
like
are all
that.
selfish.
I
and
like
everyone
the
else-
fact. I like the fact that you specifically are like trying to save some of these people that had some good stuff, and you're trying to cut off the let's polish stuff at the end, like you were saying about Elvis. But that's a damn good swap, sir.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, I still wanted to have Elvis, and I was trying to think of somebody that you could save the, like, that's a horrific end for him, right? Like, he was so amazing at what he did, and then the whole fat Elvis thing, and then everything, you know.
It was rough.
Yeah.
That Elvis is not
Yeah.
So, you know, Aloha Hawaii was one of his last big ones, and there you go.
Well, there you go,
I like it.
Chris. What's your next one?
I don't. Mine just seems so sucky after that.
Oh Lord, no, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Mine are all selfish, terrible things. Everyone else is like
Okay,
contributing
so
to society.
no, I'm jumping on the Heath Ledger bandwagon again.
Okay.
It's very popular this evening.
Yes.
So I would swap him out for Anne Hathaway around 2005.
Wow.
Because okay, so they were in Brokeback Mountain together, which was, I think, her first real break into like dramatic roles. And I think that's great. But I think it should have stopped after that, because everything she's made since is not been very good, in my humble opinion.
Not all of Canada agrees.
You think she's hot, there's a difference.
Okay, she is hot in some things.
Yeah, she just kind of everything. I just looked at her movie catalog after Brokeback Mountain, and it just wasn't some real shitty movies. And it's like, you know what? How about I just save you all that, and you end on a high note with Brokeback Mountain. It's your first big dramatic role. I mean, because I love The Princess Diaries, and I loved Ellen Shannon, and that was really great. She's really good at that. But I think Heath Ledger he had more in him, and
He had more to give.
wait, 28. I mean, I remember when I found out he died, and it was just awful.
Me too.
When are you talking about taking her out?
About 2005, so right around the height of.
Taking her out.
So we're not gonna get her in The Dark Knight Rises.
I don't
Because
like
they,
Christian Bale Batman movies, so for me, it's not a big deal.
Lols.
Well, the third one was not that great, but that cat suit was pretty awesome. Just leave it
Okay,
at that.
but her being hot is not a reason to keep her alive.
Well,
Her
so
being gorgeous
far,
is not a reason.
I thought she was a pretty good Catwoman.
She was a really great Fantine in Les Mis, but even
But I
then,
think
there's a
they
lot of
got-
other actresses that could have been a wonderful Fantine. So
Like Emmy Rossman could have done that, right? Like
yeah, no, I agree with you. Like that's my thing. It's like yeah, she was great in that, but she wasn't the only person that could have done that role.
no, she wasn't. That and
It
that's
wasn't great because it was Anne Hathaway. It was great because it's an incredible.
You know,
role.
I forgot she was in Interstellar, and she was all right in Interstellar.
Yeah.
But it's your decision. It's cool. We'll find someone else to be an Interstellar.
exactly. It's not like she was like the only person who could play that part.
And that's true. Very true.
Right? Because there's a lot of actresses who could have played that stuff. I just feel like since Brokeback, it's kind of been a bit not so great.
I mean, we wouldn't have gotten Rio too, but
Oh,
man.
darn, yes.
Or it's terrible. Poor Anne Hathaway.
Sacrilege right there.
damn it.
Well, my next one, y'all have been talking about, being selfish or whatever. Yeah, my next one, I'm definitely, I'm trying to help the world here. So this is a big one. So sorry if you have to go after this one, Lainey.
Oh no.
Painter Vincent van Gogh.
Oh, here we go.
Born in 1953, died in 1890. Post-impressionist. The thing about it is, of course, he did not gain any fame until after he died. I'm hoping by allowing the man to live on, maybe he would actually get to taste some of the fame that he really deserved. I mean, he definitely revolutionized art. In order to bring Mr. Van Gogh back, I'm going to take out Sigmund Freud. Now, here's where my problem is. Sigmund Freud's originally I was hoping to take out Sigmund Freud in 1895. Unfortunately, Van Gogh passed away in 90, so I have to do it about 5 years earlier. So unfortunately, we would not get some of the dream analysis stuff that Sigmund Freud did, which is okay work. I mean, it definitely has impacted talking psychology a lot. But the main reason that I wanted to take him out before 1895 is that's when the publication of Studies of Hysteria came out.
Ooh.
And he greatly affected how the entire world sees sexuality, especially sexuality of women. And thus we have...
Thanks, Freud.
Exactly. We have all this bullshit that still persists today about penis envy and just how
Oedipus complex?
Oedipus complex, yes.
And then the other one?
We have
Other
all
complex?
of this garbage, like I said, that still persists today that is all wrong. It's just flat out wrong. The man literally, like the women that worked for him were not allowed to go pick mushrooms because they looked too much like a penis and might affect them. I'm not making this shit up. Like when you start learning a little bit about Freud and some of the whack shit that he came up with and to see how it persists today, yeah, I'm taking this motherfucker out because he did so much damage to women's rights through, even today. Like we're just now trying to get around some of the bullshit that he initially came up with. So yeah, but like I said, he did do some good work for psychology, and like I said, the talking psychology, talking things out, and that's very helpful. We'll still get that, but a lot of this other bullshit, no, that's gone. This motherfucker is gone. So, yeah, that's my major contribution to society. So, all right.
Would one of the conditions of this be that Vincent van Gogh also manages to get help for his crippling mental illness?
Yes, I'm hoping so.
Okay.
So
that was my only thought. That's what I wanted to add.
Like I said, and I'm thinking that was one of the things I was like, maybe we actually, maybe even just the fact that if he got some of the recognition he deserved, maybe that would be a great help. But I mean, the man he had mental problems and he was extremely depressed.
He had a lot of mental illness issues to deal with.
Yeah. So.
Are you thinking of that Doctor Who episode?
Absolutely. I thought for sure that's what you were going to say, if he could get help from the doctor. So.
Yeah, I mean, if the doctor's coming, then everything is fine. So
Hails to the yes. All right, Lainey. Now, that was actually my third and last one. Like, I thought I tasked everyone was saying 2 or 3, but I have some overachievers on tonight, so this is going to be interesting. So
you're welcome.
Y'all roll on.
All right, so the rest of mine after this are a lot of like runners up, but my last one that I really really wanted to do is I would trade Adam Yauch, also known as MCA from
MCA?
Beastie Boys,
Mm-hmm.
for Riff Raff. If you don't know who Riff Raff is, I will
Good.
give you a moment to Google it.
Nope.
If you have seen the film Spring Breakers, which if you have, I'm sorry, and
The
if you
blockbuster
haven't,
film?
it's okay. Blockbuster film.
Mhm.
James Franco's character in Spring Breakers was very heavily based.
It's basically Riff.
Yeah, is basically the character of Riff Raff. So he's just I don't even think he sings. I don't even think he raps anything. Honestly, he's just like he's one of those people that's just like famous because he's famous.
I mean, he's technically a
and
rapper.
he does a lot of drugs and is just kind of a dillweed.
Douche?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
huge doucher.
You just look at him, he just
Like you
douche.
just kind of know. So he's kind of the worst.
The
So
freestyle
oh,
scientist.
he is from
as
Houston.
Some,
I didn't realize that.
some call
That
him.
sucks for people from our town. Anyway, but I would trade him for MCA. MCA was just a wonderful human, just like
Agreed.
perfectly kind, sweet, charitable, badass, awesome dude that made great music and was just a friend to all and just a wonderful little man. And it just broke my heart that he left. And the Beastie Boys will never be the same. And
No,
they
yeah.
miss
Well,
him
no,
like
yeah.
crazy. And
Yeah,
so
I will say, in this guy's defense,
No.
anything
no.
anything is better than his first name is Horst. So
Horst
yeah,
Simcoe.
I would changing his name to anything else would probably be a step up. So
But Riff Raff.
whatever.
He just calls him
And
Little
then-
Mayhem.
And
that's
then,
all.
and then when he like spells it, look, it's like the I is the only thing lowercased. I hate it. It makes me very angry. But yeah, I'm not a fan. I just like he doesn't contribute anything to society. So I genuinely think that like if he were gone, it would be totally fine. And take him out right around the time that we lost MCA.
Well, there you go.
Perfect. Just easy swap. MCA gets over the cancer and just lives on to be badass, and Beastie Boys go back on tour and it's all great and
all good.
everything. Yeah, everything's fine again. And he is wonderful and works with all these other people and continues to do all the great work that he was doing. So that would be wonderful. I would be fine with that.
Okay. All right, Parker, what's your next up?
Okay, I'm gonna go a little out of the box because I didn't have another one, so I just kind of making this one up on the fly.
Okay.
So it's gonna get a little crazy. I will trade Jimi Hendrix dying because these two people died at different times. Jimi Hendrix dying for Jim Morrison because I don't
You
like the
hate Jim
Doors
Morrison.
at all. But in my
You hate
defense,
Jim Morrison.
if Jimi Hendrix died at a different time, or I guess if Jim Morrison died at a different time, then like the universe would be different. So maybe then Jimi Hendrix wouldn't have died so young.
Is this you playing that game of
Yes.
Like, okay.
Yep, I'm changing the future with killing one man earlier because Jimi Hendrix died before Jim Morrison. So I have Jim Morrison dying when Jimi Hendrix was supposed to die.
So they're both gonna die young, but they're just not gonna die.
But then Jimi
Hendrix isn't gonna die.
Well,
as
Jim
young.
Morrison died when Jimi Hendrix was supposed to die.
Yeah.
Then maybe the universe would have been different and Jimi Hendrix would have lived to be who knows how old. And change music even more
Mm-hmm.
because the dude was insane with the guitar and he also had some of the best drumming, Ginger Baker kind of deal. Doing
Yeah.
that
Oh, I know.
thing. So
I know.
I would take Jimi Hendrix living 2 more days than having Jim Morrison live another 2 days because I just can't stand the guy.
He really doesn't like the Doors.
So this is another very selfish
Okay.
one. So I think Jimi Hendrix could have contributed an insane amount to rock, guitaring, general badassery.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'm
a huge fan of Jimi Hendrix, and I wanted him to just live longer so he could pump out amazing music. I mean, he only played for, I guess, released music for 3-4 years.
Yep,
And
that's
it's
it.
incredible and it changed music for the better. And I wanted more of that and I want more of that.
Absolutely.
So that's my pick.
agreed.
Okay. Ray, what you got next on your list?
I've only got 2 more.
Okay.
I'll go with my selfish
Whatever,
one.
Ray.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. So I'm gonna go with my selfish one next. Snooki. I'm sorry, she's got to go. Jersey Shore
Who?
never happened.
Snooki.
Oh yes.
That thing.
Yeah. So Snooki's gone. Jersey Shore doesn't happen, and I'm okay with that too. I know it gets some people.
Agreed.
But
Aw.
John Ritter.
Man.
John Ritter lives.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh man.
There you
yes.
There you go. Just trade that day because that was way before Jersey Shore and it would have been fine.
Yep.
Easy breezy.
So
I
that's
like that.
my selfish one there.
I like that one. That's a good one. Oh,
That
John
is a good
Ritter.
one.
You're a good man, Charlie.
Jeez.
All right, Chris, what's your next one?
I don't have another one.
Oh, okay. So you're in the same boat I am. Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Can we do honorable mentions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that allowed?
Yes. All right. So who else you got, Lainey?
Okay, so I also had
Fury.
Guy Fieri for anyone. Pick one. Anyone on the planet.
I've got someone. When was he born?
I don't know.
Hold on.
I don't
I'm-
care.
Probably in the 60s, 70s.
Okay. Who else you got?
Can I kill Guy Fieri and keep Alan Rickman?
Yes.
Oh,
that
yes.
was- yeah, absolutely.
Because again, we wouldn't be losing. Oh no, drivers, dine-ins, and dine. What is that? What is his stupid show called?
The Triple
Diners,
D.
Triple D.
drivers,
The Big
Yeah,
D is
yeah.
what I like to call him.
Big
in that
Big
show.
Dick.
68. Yes, it would have
Oh.
worked. Okay. I have.
Perfect.
Yeah, I have someone else. I have a couple people I like to resurrect. I'm just not quite sure who I'd take out. But
I
anyway,
just-
go on.
Yeah, I'll keep Alan Rickman.
His
Absolutely.
name is
And
Guy.
we'll-
F-
Guy Fieri. Yeah, he changed it to sound more. I hate him.
Ugh.
Anyway, but he's not even a real chef.
So, do you like him?
No.
How do you really feel?
I hate
right?
you a little bit right now, but
Ooh.
no. But yeah, I'll trade Guy Fieri for Alan Rickman because he doesn't really contribute a lot of stuff, if anything. Just white sunglasses worn on the back of his head and bleached facial hair. So
Frosted tips.
pass. So he does apparently have a restaurant somewhere, I think in Vegas or something. And apparently like the food is just as obnoxious as he is. It's too much. So yeah, I'll pass on that. And then my other ones were Aaliyah for Lil' Kim.
Okay.
That specific day though, and that specific year, because Lil' Kim put out a lot of early stuff that was really, really good. It was really important for women in hip hop, like in general. But I think that we had a lot more to come out of Aaliyah, and I think she could have really done some incredible stuff had she stuck around a
She
little
came
bit
up on a lot of
longer.
lists that I saw.
She just taken so early and just had
Yep.
so much left to contribute. You know, I think that would have been fine. And Lil' Kim just like refuses to enjoy her legendary status. Like she's ruined it at this point.
She could have walked off and
Just enjoyed her millions and
Yep.
gone home, but she
Yep.
just refuses to do that. She wants to
just be a crazy
sit
person.
around and feud with Nicki Minaj and just be ridiculous all the time. So, and then my last one was Jim Henson for Woody Allen.
I knew you were going to bring up Jim Henson.
I
That's
love
why
Jim
I did
Henson.
not pick Jim Henson.
I
So why don't you like Woody Allen, Elaine?
pick a reason.
What's your top reason you don't like that man?
His daughter wife.
Ah, yes.
And then his movies. And then the fact that he's just an awful, awful person who did a lot of other horrible things. So, and Jim Henson was a wonderful human, just friend to all,
Friend to all.
totally insane and made great stuff. And who knows what else he could have done for entertainment. You know, the man was involved in all kinds of crazy stuff. And he was just kind and warm and sweet and just
Friend to all.
yes, he just contributed a lot to society, and I think it would have been wonderful to have gotten to keep him around. Plus, then I wouldn't be able to find that video of Big Bird speaking at his funeral, which makes me bawl like a child every time I watch it. So, anybody else got any?
Parker, do you have any more quote unquote honorable mentions?
I don't.
Okay.
I would have to back up the Guy Fieri because I can't stand the man. He just rubs me the wrong way.
Big dumb sweaty face.
Yeah. So yeah, if I could just kill him, I would.
Just
So,
trade nothing. Just
Yeah.
one less person
Yeah.
on this earth.
Ray, who else do you have?
Well, Lainey kind of stole my thunder there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Thunder Stealer.
Jim Henson was the person I'm bringing back. But the world celebrates, without knowing why, on the 24th of September, 1936, which is Jim Henson's birthday, the death of Hitler. So we don't have World War II, and we're good.
There
I
you
like
go.
that. I like that.
And you just won the episode.
And
Oh,
congratulations.
Now I'm talking
Now we
about-
all look like idiots.
I'm talking about Jimi Hendrix over here. And talking about saving the. I guess mine was preventing World War One.
Yeah,
maybe.
see?
Exactly.
Yours would have had a huge effect.
Well, Germany
on-
wouldn't have been as big.
You
of a
would have.
player.
Yours would have had a huge effect on world politics. as
Yeah.
we know
Okay.
it.
So I'm good.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
fine. You're
feel
fine.
guilty
You're
anymore.
legitimized.
Yeah, it's all good. Everybody's picks were good. It was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like this. This was a good.
This is good. I like this.
Concept for a
This
show.
is
I
fun.
like this. Mhm.
There were a couple of people. Did you have anyone else to throw in there, Ray? Or
No, I'm good, man.
okay, there were two other people that I thought for sure someone was going to mention, and I have a feeling had Cyrus been on the episode, he would have brought these two gentlemen up, and I would love to bring them back. I just don't know who I would swap them for. Maybe y'all could help me with that. The first one being John Candy. The man passed in '94. Someone had to have been born in '94 that we just absolutely can't stand right now. Because when you say Guy
Justin
Fieri,
Bieber.
Justin Bieber's 94.
1st of March, 1994.
It's your second strike, Bieber.
are you kidding me?
No,
No.
that's when he was born.
March 1st?
March 1st, 1994.
John Candy passed March 4th, so technically that would have
See?
worked.
That would have worked.
Just saying. And then the other one that I would have just absolutely loved to have been brought back is Phil Hartman.
Yeah.
Oh,
Phil Hartman
wow.
was so damn funny,
He
and the
passed
fact
away on my birthday.
the fact that the way, especially the way that he died, was
Ugh.
just oof. But
Terrible.
yeah, I would have
Awful.
I would love to bring back Phil Hartman. So, or Troy McClure. So
Troy McClure.
yeah.
Right?
This is gonna sound awful, but you probably could have traded out Phil Hartman for Chevy Chase because Chevy Chase wasn't really putting out stuff anymore at that point.
After
He was just getting mad.
Christmas vacation.
Yeah, he was just getting mad
Yeah.
after that. Now he just.
I don't know would we have.
I know you're thinking of Community, and I love Community.
I was going to say
too.
that's the only problem.
I
but-
love Community too, but I think they could have gotten.
And I
somebody
mean,
else
even
for
though
that.
they-
and I love Chevy Chase. I love Chevy Chase, but
So
Just
take,
after Christmas vacation, I
Yeah.
think we probably could
I
have.
think he would have even been a huger, really lame, huger. I think he would have been a bigger deal had he.
Now wait, when did we get Three Amigos? Was that before or after Christmas Vacation? Because we cannot lose Three
No.
Amigos, people.
Oh,
True. That's very true. Good call.
Christmas vacation.
Okay, so yeah, that has to happen. We cannot
Then
live
we
in a
wouldn't have
universe where
Michael
that.
Scott as a character, and
True.
what would we do?
That's
Yes.
very true.
keep them both and give up the Baldwins, and then you're good.
Ooh,
Oh!
hey.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you
Good
could. There's
pull.
there's what 5 or 6 Baldwins, right? Just pick one.
Just pick one.
Steve was one of them, and
Good
then
Leave Alec Baldwin.
Well, Alec, because he was the only one
He's
with
gonna
any
leave
talent.
Alec.
yeah, he
because
saved
he's-
30 Rock, so
He actually has talent. So
Yeah, but yeah, we could lose the other ones. We'd be fine. So
Yeah.
good pull, gentlemen. Good pull, and
well
ladies.
done. Well done. Good job, team.
Yeah, yay, team.
Yay,
All right.
team.
All right, well, let's go ahead and move on to our picks and pans for the night. Does anyone want to go first? Because honestly, I don't really have one this week. I
have one.
I have one.
it's the end of
Ooh.
school. I'm just kind of in cruise control right now, and I'm like, okay, I've started watching Jessica Jones, and I'm like, no, just wait until summer hits, and then I'll actually be able to sit down and like watch it all the way through. And so I'm kind of putting a lot of stuff on the back burner, and that's why I really don't have any picks right now. So, but you were saying, Lainey, what's your pick? Or pan?
My pick, and I was surprised that this was my pick, is the Beauty and the Beast teaser trailer that came out this week.
I
for the
still have
live
not
action.
watched it, and even
It's
Cyrus said it looked
beautiful.
interesting.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I have some issues with Disney taking all these really classic animated films and making them into live action movies because they just kind of phone it in,
Uh-huh.
and people just keep going and seeing them because they just do, and that's why Disney keeps making them. But this one actually looks really good. I was kind of hooked at the very beginning because when they do the opening, they use like a rendition of the same score that they did in the original movie, which is beautiful. Oh my God, Alan Menken just kills it with the Disney scores. It's ridiculous, but it's really pretty, and that gave me a little faith that maybe they really are going to like stick to the story, because it's not, they don't need to redo it. Like, it's make the same thing but make it live action, make it beautiful, really stylize it, and it'll be perfect, because it already has a very classic story that works really well. Just stick with that. Don't do like you did Maleficent and like
add a bunch of shit.
Yes, because like that was what made me so mad. Is I liked the concept of Maleficent a lot, but they changed Sleeping Beauty to fit it, and that pissed me off. So, but yeah, it looked really, really good. It was a really good teaser trailer too. So,
Yeah, I would like to comment on the trailer as well.
Oh, go for it.
And I'm going to bring in another trailer that has nothing to do with it. The trailer for American Sniper. The two things that those trailers have in common is that they're kind of breaking the mold, and they don't give the plot points
Beauty
out.
and the Beast doesn't have to. Everybody already knows the story.
Well, I mean, maybe young kids that haven't seen it, or people who kind of forgot. I mean, I don't know the entire story because I haven't seen it in a long time. But I hope other people, when making trailers, realize that they don't have to give away the whole story plot by plot. They can just tease it a little bit and get you interested without giving away the whole story. Because what I don't like in seeing trailers is the entire movie. I was like, okay, well, I already saw the movie. Why go see it?
Exactly. Well, and like they don't show any of like
exactly. It's a
like
trailer.
The living appliances. Like, you don't see Lumiere, you don't see Cogsworth, you don't see Mrs. Potts, and you see Belle, you see Emma Watson for like a second.
Yeah, at the very end.
That's all you need, and she's reaching for the rose, and then that's it. And
which I'm sure
perfect.
Probably the next trailer they'll probably show a lot
You'll
more.
probably see her a little bit more.
I like this, and one of my favorite trailers ever is the trailer for American Sniper. It's really, really intense. Yeah. It got me to want to go see the movie. I wish the whole movie was as good as the trailer.
Agreed.
But it doesn't give away what the whole movie is about, and I really appreciate that, because it just seems nowadays they just tell you the whole story in the trailer, and it just kind of bums me out.
I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of show my hand a little bit on this one. I've actually thought about doing an episode where we go back and watch. If you've ever gone back and watched old trailers, you talk about giving away the entire damn movie.
It's
like you know, when the whole thing about the new Ghostbusters trailer came out, I just on a whim I thought, let me go back and watch the original.
Oh, that one's awful.
And yeah, you watch the original Ghostbusters trailer, and you're like, they fucking show everything. Like,
and it's a guy, a voiceover says, and they do this, and they're going to do this, and
ridiculous. Like, so I thought that would be fun as an episode to go back and watch some of these old trailers and be like, well, I don't need to see that movie anymore. So
yeah, the 80s were real bad with that. The 70s were a lot, I guess, not as bad.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that gives it away, we'll get to that when we get to that episode. All right, so
enough talking.
Ray or Chris, do either of y'all have a pick or pan?
Oh, okay. Well, just I had one thing to say about the trailers there. I don't know if you remember or not, but when Brave came out, Brave gave it was a great trailer because you didn't know what the hell was going on. And then when the movie came, I liked it. I
loved it.
I did too.
It was a great movie, and I didn't know what was going on, which made it better. So.
Yes, that was also a really, really good teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Because they gave you a little, didn't give you everything.
Yeah. As for
coming back for more.
Yeah. As for my pick or pan, I hate doing this. It's a pan. This is 2 weeks in a row now, but that's okay. Angry Birds was terrible.
Really?
It looked like it was going to be just awful.
Are we really surprised?
No, but I had higher hopes.
Okay,
that's fair. So that's my pan. Go ahead.
That's fair.
Alrighty then. Chris, do you have a pick or pan?
I have a pan. Ray broke my oven.
I was going to say, your pan is what? Frozen bananas?
Yes.
Stupid movies.
I was gone. I went to go with Quinn to go pick up a birthday present for one of his buddies, and I get back. We were gone for like an hour, and Ray comes out. He's like,
I'm steaming in the driveway because
Yeah,
I'm working on flower boxes for friends of ours.
Yeah, so he's already like he's all gross looking or whatever, and I thought he had forgotten something or he screwed up a box or whatever, and I'm like, what's the matter? He goes, I broke your oven. I'm like, what? It's like, I broke the oven. I'm like, no, you didn't. He's like, yes, I did. I broke the oven. I'm like, I got to see this. So I come in. Oh, he really broke it. Like, he wasn't screwing around. He totally busted the entire top of my oven. So that sucks. But, I mean,
We're going to get a new one.
we're going to get another one. But it just, I was supposed to do a farmer's market on Wednesday. That's not going to happen. Because I need my oven and I need the stovetop part for a couple of recipes. So, but that's okay. I'll just do it next week. Yeah, so that was my plan.
Hell, Ray.
Yeah, I have shown that picture to some people, and everyone's like, "What did he do to the oven to break it?" I'm like, "Apparently, he just dropped some frozen bananas on it." And like,
that thing is being abused. Like, we are not gentle on that. And we bought it used. It was $200.
and
It's done us really well for the last 2.5 years. And then
with one banana,
they
all show.
It was a bag of frozen bananas, and it was condensation on it, and I went to put it on the oven, and they slipped out of my hands, and next thing you know, I'm looking at broken glass everywhere. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
So it wasn't one banana, it was a bag of bananas?
yes,
It was like
frozen bananas.
So even when frozen, bananas are still slippery, right?
Yes.
But bum.
Yeah.
See, I was going to make the joke like I made in the comment. You know, you were talking about trying to eat healthier. I was going to say frozen pizza's never done that, dude.
No.
Just saying.
Agreed.
He still made
Yes.
making his smoothie though, and so that was because
Hopefully,
I have a pick.
it wasn't a lot of glass in it. Yes.
My pick is the new season of Game of Thrones.
Don't tell me anything.
I won't tell you anything. But this new season is much better than the last 2 seasons, and it's only halfway through.
It's pretty good.
I'm happy because I was losing faith in the show because it started to go, in my opinion, downhill in quality, and I'm happy that it's better, and I just want to let people know that, so you have something to look forward to.
Oh, good deal.
When you catch up in 2 years.
Yes.
Shut up. I'll kick up.
Completely agree. It's so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was surprised because they don't have the same amount of book material to go off of, but I'm happy. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I got.
Well, good deal. Yeah, it's on my to-do list. So I'm definitely going to get through Jessica Jones and Daredevil season 2, and then that'll be if I get to it, that's when we get to it. So, well, all right, that was our show for the evening. If you would, please go to iTunes or Stitcher and give us a 5-star review. There's a place there you can leave us a review. Don't worry about that. No one reads it except for me. Instead, there you could leave us, what are some swaps that you have thought of? Are there any comments that, is there anything that we didn't think about? Would taking out this person actually, inadvertently destroy all music as we know it? Or is there someone that we just obviously were leaving out that we should have brought back? So go ahead and leave those in the review section. If you have some opening questions, it has to be an either or question, but if you have an opening question for us, you can go to the site, epicallygeeky.com. There's a place on the right-hand side where you can send them to us. You can also send them to us on Facebook or on Twitter. Still waiting to show up on Google Play. Like, that's just apparently a thing. It takes forever for them to get a podcast through. But anyway, and then if you want to come see us in Meat Space, we're actually going to be at the Classic Game Fest on July 30th and 31st. It'll be me and Lainey and Cyrus. And then on August 19th through the 21st, we will be at Geek Fest in Central Texas. Once again, it'll be us 3. And so, if you're in the Central Texas area, we'd love to see you. Come by and say hi. So where can we find you on the internet, Lainey?
You can find me at It's a Laney Bird on Twitter and Instagram.
Chris, where can we find you on the internet?
On Instagram at Lake Life Mama, and my blog, theimpostersyndrome.wordpress.com.
Ray, where can we find you?
On Instagram,
There it is. Beginning and ending the show.
I know, right? Thank you.
Lake Life Artist.
On Instagram. All right. I know you're not anywhere on social media, right?
Nope.
Yep.
You can't find Parker.
Nope.
Nope.
You gotta
Every
meet me.
now and then you'll see a little picture of him on my Instagram feed.
Although I'm thinking maybe we should just create an Instagram or something for him and just make that the unofficial one.
I could do that. I have
That would be kind of fun. We may have to do that. As for me, following my wacky adventures, you can find me at Optimus Gene on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You'll still see pictures showing up of starting to work on Laney's Proton Pack. So we are, let's see here, T-minus how many days? 46 days until the new Ghostbusters movie comes out, which is when we're hoping to get that one up and ready to go. So we shall see. Kind of a race against the clock, but I think we'll make it. So we'll see how it is. And like I said, you'll see videos and pictures of that as we're going along on my feed. For everyone on the site, have a good night.